What's good? What's good? It's your boy B Neil. Welcome back to Bryce Reacts. We here with another one. Ray Daniels had some interesting takes about Jay-Z, and I feel like it kind of coincided with a lot of the other conversations we had in the past two videos about just going back and kind of looking at how Jay's always moved in history versus like how people view him now, and kind of going at um some of like I guess his album rollout tactics that made things that we may look at or look for when that do drop. But it was pretty interesting because there was some other little I felt like interesting notes there where he kind of left room for a lot of conversation. So that's why I wanted to react to this. So without further ado, let's get into it.
And to me, it's like I feel like Nas caught him. The casino play. I feel like people are catching on to Jay right now. I think people are tired of him. I really believe that. Like I think that New York wanted to punish him by giving Nas. They wanted him to come there, do your little speech, and they knew they was going to give it to Nas because yes, Drake.
Jay wanted one.
People get mad at me for saying this, and I hope before y'all crucify me, you hear me. I don't think there's a difference between Jay-Z and Donald Trump. I've always said that. They're all no, hear me out.
I'm hearing.
They are about them and their team, and only them and their team. Like Jay don't give a fuck about nobody that's not with him, right? So to me, it's like, so now let's take. This is why I feel like he shouldn't have went on stage and said the.
So I mean, I think they're like that's like pretty understood, especially if you ever follow like Rock Nation, Desiree Perez, or any of those type of people or affiliates with them. Like Rock Nation's pretty cutthroat. They're calling people behind closed doors, like TDE do. They're seeking allegedly they're seeking like private investigators and all type of things to people doorstep. So when it comes to Jay-Z and like a lot of his tactics, like obviously to become a billionaire, like you ain't always got to be evil, but he might exemplify a lot of the traits that we do think in most billionaires, where they do have like a pinch of like egomaniac or narcissist, or one of those words where you look at it's like they're super cutthroat, don't care about anybody, don't have sympathy for anybody, is kill or be killed essentially. So with Jay-Z, like I feel like most people kind of understand that unless you're kind of in a box somewhere.
Line of Drake. Because I feel like this, to me, is like, so now let's take, this is why I feel like he shouldn't have went on stage and said the line of Drake. Because I feel like there's three giants of hip hop now: Drake, Jay, and Ye. I think those are the three that are at the top of hip hop, the peak of hip hop. So you attack Ye and you go on the Roos picnic, and this is supposed to be your big one, right? The big one. Meanwhile, Ye has 118,000 people in Turkey, the biggest rap concert in history.
Nobody's talking about it.
Who's bigger? No, nobody's talking about it because Jay has a way of talking about the country. I mean, has a way of having the culture on lock. But what I'm saying is that if I'm on Jay's team, I might say, hey, don't talk that big talk when your boy who's under you has made more money, more impact, and on the night that you're doing the Roots concert, which we were there for everybody, including you, Ye sells out 118,000 seats.
Yeah, and I feel like with the Ye conversation, that kind of go back to you say, I got niggas looking up to me. I ain't never looked up to nobody. It's like, I get it. But like when you and Ye start working together, even 5, 6, 7, well, they had been working together for a long time, but I'm more thinking about Watch the Throne working together when I say that. Like Ye had been on the run for almost 7, 8 years at that point. Now, obviously, Jay and Ye always had a connection, so it kind of like a little duo, like friendship or whatnot. But like, I'm like Jay-Z has to understand how great Kanye is, and it's like, yeah, I do get him not fucking with Kanye, throwing shots at Kanye. So I never like, I'm not really agreeing with Ray Daniels on that because that different tell it like Kanye said a lot of crazy shit recently about Jay-Z. I haven't really been following that thread, so I can't act like I know everything, but I've been told, and I kind of trust what they're saying with that conversation where like Jay-Z should feel a type of way. And even from the past, like Kanye been crashing out on Jay-Z. So it's not that I don't disagree with him, but it's more like maybe he could have used a different choice of words than like, I'm just bigger than you. Or I ain't looking up to nobody. It's like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Even when you go back to like the ICE conversation where he was like bringing up Drake, and Drake can't sell merch, and Drake ain't as big, as influential as Jay-Z, and all that, kind of stuff that he was getting off. Kanye is. Like I don't want to get into the semantics where Jay-Z saw a lot of shit, Rockefeller, Rockaware, all that shit. Like niggas were trying to jock him and be like him. I've already said that. So even Drake like emulates him to a certain degree. So I'm not gonna act like that's a unfathomable thing that I said or Ish said, excuse me. But when it comes to Drake, yeah, he's also can sell a lot of shit. But when it comes to Kanye, come on, bro. Jay-Z ain't never sold a Yeezus in his life. He ain't never sold a Yeezus boot, Yeezy slippers, none of that. Just Yeezy clothes. Like, no. When you talk about influential and impact, it's hard for me to say outside of Kanye having people write for him, there's nothing that Jay-Z is touching that's like when it comes to Kanye. Whether it's impact, like he's way more influential than you ever been. Kanye's influential to the rock kids, like the Cardi next door, Playboy Cardi, and like the Yeats and all that. He's responsible for niggas like that and being experimental, Travis Scott's and all that. Like he's responsible for that. But at the same time, the nigga also responsible for like, what was the other fucking it's another genre out here. Oh, the 808s and Heartbreaks and how that influenced Atlanta and trap music. So it's like when it comes to Kanye, bro, yeah, it's a different conversation. And like, yeah, you might have like with him, Kanye, and Drake, like you might outsell Drake when it comes to people want to, wear his clothes and Rockefeller or whatever it was, Rockaware or whatever. But when it comes to Kanye, you don't beat him in that. And then when it comes to sales, when it comes to number ones, hot 100s, you're not even sniffing Drake. So it's like, yeah, you kind of got these like niche arguments on why you could be greater than them. But like, I kind of understand where Ray Daniels coming at. It's like at a certain time, bro, you do got to pipe down a little bit because that nigga Kanye is going crazy. That nigga Drake is going crazy. And you kind of looking like you aloof to that.
In Turkey. I didn't even know they like hip hop in Turkey. And he sold out 118,000 seats. So for me, and then you diss Drake about his paperwork, but you're 17 years older than him. You're supposed to have more. You're supposed to be more. You're supposed to be up. Jay has made his career picking on people younger than him. Picking on people beneath him. And to me, it was like, I just didn't like the freestyle. I just was like, because I said it on this show.
It's an interesting take. Like you said, Jay like picking on people smaller than him. I don't know the history. He went at Nas. Nas was a peer, probably bigger than him at the time. So him and Wayne went at each other. I think him and Wayne was peers at that time. Like him and Drake been taking shots at each other, but by the time him and Drake started taking shots where Drake at was with his career and like he'd been kind of retired. Like I don't know if that's fair. Like, I'm not here to just completely shit on Jay-Z when it's like obviously I'm team Drake, but like I like to have real conversations. Like I want to be right because I'm actually right versus like I'm trying to push a narrative. So I don't know about that. He likes to pick on younger people. Like if I'm being honest with you, now when it comes to like media and like him bullying people behind closed doors, that could be something Ray Daniels is speaking to, and that's go way deeper than I can even imagine. So that's possibly a thing, but that's more than like. Then it's still like the conversation is that him picking on smaller people, or he just protecting his ego no matter who the fuck it is. He'll kill you if you're big or small. So it's interesting conversations either way.
We know what Jay's gonna do. He's gonna do a freestyle. He's gonna address everything, and he's gonna let us talk about it. I'm tired of that. You ain't bigger than the culture. Y'all not tired of Jay-Z dropping a song and then us talking about it, and then he go over there and get money from all the big corporations. Cause look at they all talking about me. It's just, to me, it's just like when you see the plays that he makes. And by the way,
it's real reminiscent of like the Hard Part 5 or 4 when Kendrick did the Nipsey, all that different shit. It's like you drop that song. Obviously, it's a part of a rollout, so you can't be mad at a nigga being strategic with his marketing rollout. So even then, when I hear Ray Daniels say that with Jay-Z, I'm not gonna be super critical, but I do understand where he's coming from. Like, it do look gimmicky to a certain point, especially when every time it's about the culture versus like, I'm just a big nigga. I'm about to have a massive hit. When I do this massive song, when I do this massive moment, it's also I'm going to go look at these industry people and go talk to them and try to do a deal or whatever. Versus like, I'm doing something for the culture and I'm getting my culture riled up whole time. I'm just about to go try to make this deal and be quiet for another, 5-7 years once this shit do end up dropping. So it's like, are you really for the culture? Or are you really for yourself? These are the conversations Ray Daniels are kind of bringing up in my mind. So, like I said, I'm not 100% on board where, like, because that's a part of rollouts, making a moment, showing, hey, y'all, I got this buzz. Do y'all want to back this? Do y'all want to help invest in my rollout, my marketing, all that good stuff? And, I mean, that's what made a lot of rappers successful to this day. So, it is a part of the game, but at the same time, once again, it could be a little gimmicky, especially when it's like, even like a guy retired. And I'm not even gonna say I'm tired of him when he does that. I'll be honest with you. Like, I mean, he haven't dropped the album in I don't know fucking how long, but like guys did, or like some of these other songs that he might have hopped on that I can't remember just off the top of my head. Like when he hop on these songs, like they're moments, they're like notable like bars that he's giving and letting off. So I'm not even 100% agreeing with his like I'm tired of that moment, but I do see what he's saying from like it could be gimmicky.
Yeah, that's one of my idols, if not my top idol. But
Idol is crazy.
As a man,
Drake is not my idol.
I would be
as much as I make videos about him. My favorite artist is Iceman Season. Once Iceman Season calm down a little bit, probably in 3 to 6 months, y'all might get some of the type of content. No, I'm joking. We're gonna react to way more shit. I promise. It's just not gonna be all Iceman if y'all still watching this far in the video. But right now, my favorite artist of all time is Drop. We're gonna live in a moment. We're gonna embrace the season. But yeah, now for a fact, he's not my idol.
Be fake if I'm at the age I'm in now and I worship him the same way I did when I
worship is crazy.
I was 22.
When I was 18, I wasn't worshiping Drake, brother.
I've seen or not. I've made my own million.
When I started listening to Drake, 14, wasn't worshiping Drake. That's crazy.
I made my own mistakes.
That's crazy.
I've made big.
But that kind of speaks to a lot of niggas, bro. A lot of niggas is on that ain't really letting y'all know that there's fans of Jay-Z. They on some borderline worshiping, like cult-ish, like pushing agenda. Don't even really believe shit. They just, that's a part of like they methodology, or they're just a part of they biome at this point. Like that's just what they know to regurgitate because they've been programmed to be that based on believing this religion of Jay-Z. Because I mean, I'm sure there's some niggas out there like that with Drake, but I don't think people are as enamored with Drake the person as they are enamored with Drake the music. Like, of course, people love Drake, but it's really the music. I think these niggas love Jay-Z. I'm so serious, bro.
What I will tell you is that he has always had the advantage. So to me, I feel like this is a scary time for him because I don't know if he should drop the album. And let me give you another play. Let me give y'all another play. I'm going to tell y'all what's going to happen. Jay is not dropping that album without a partnership. You think Jay is going to give himself a chance to do 100,000 copies first week?
Did he have a partnership with 444?
He didn't need to. 444 was enough. It was about Beyonce. It was the response to Lemonade. Everybody wanted to hear how he was going to respond to that.
You don't think that you think he needs a sponsorship?
Okay, here's why. If he stayed and only focused on bars, he doesn't. But he's not focusing on bars. He's focusing on bills. So that means when you drop, you got to be bigger than the boy. How you gonna diss me and you gonna sell 180,000, 300,000 and the boy sold 600 or some change?
Bundles. He gonna do bundles.
That's my point.
You think Jay gonna do bundles?
He has to cheat.
Vinyl.
And I like how he fleshed out the rest of his argument because that goes back to what he said. You can't. Like, I don't like you doing this freestyle. I don't like you mentioning the big three as far as him, Kanye, because now it puts you in the paradigm of where you actually got to perform numbers-wise, saying, oh, I'm on a different chart. I'm on a different echelons. I'm a different type of impactful than you got these other people talking about. Drake can't wipe his nose with him. So now when his album come out, it's way more pressure now than it ever had to be. If Jay-Z just would have dropped, it wouldn't have been that. Now, I get it, nigga, like think the beef is going to help him, but at the same time, it's going to make people so overcritical. And if you don't over deliver like Drake did with Iceman and is prepared and you ain't just slapping shit together, which I don't assume Jay-Z to do, I'm just saying like it could be received horribly. And that's like I said, I kind of get what Ray Daniels is saying. And even if it's just the numbers thing, like I get it, people gonna be like, that's unfair. Niggas want to always call it numbers, brother. It'll be moving the goalpost when this guy
women lie, numbers don't.
nigga, Mr. Numbers.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
And that's just one of the many examples that he had when it comes to that numbers conversation. So, like I said, it would be like if it was a guy that didn't get into all this stuff before the album drop. I don't think if he dropped 100, if he did 150K, 250K, niggas commend it because it's like, hey, it's Jay. No one's shitting on him. But now when you start comparing yourself and Drake did, you seen what Drake just did. you had the opportunity to say, no, let's not make it about this. This nigga obviously is overly impactful. But that's that ego that seems like it's coming out with Jay-Z. So that's very interesting. And when he said, I don't want Jay to drop an album, because he's put him in the conversation that Jay shouldn't even have to be in year 60 or him being 60 years old. I'm just being honest. Like, if he just drops an album as a legacy act, it's none of that pressure. Like, not from me, at least, not from his fans. But now it's eyes that's watching that never would have even been watching. And they honestly, them eyes is kind of checking to see if you fall off. Because they're mostly Drake fans that wasn't going to be necessarily as invested, that, you know, not from the people that's not so much cross intersection, that's Jay-Z and Drake fans. The people that's just Drake fans that, you know, are younger, wasn't, you know, so much caught the J wave. They're looking to see if you get shit on. And you're not doing no more than 450. Like, even in that's a super accomplishment, but I don't even think he get that high. Like, in reality, it might be something like 250, 300, but it just depends on, you know, if you got any hits or anything on there, which I just don't see happening. And that's what Ray Daniels is kind of talking about. It's like, at that point, you got to cheat. You got to do bundles. You got to, like, inflate the numbers in a way that isn't organic or really showing how impactful you are in a way that you actually, you know, that you would want to show you that you're impactful. It shows how impactful you are, just not in a great way. Especially when you're comparing yourself to Kanye and Drake. And I don't know what Kanye just did. Let me see. Well, you see here, Kanye did 152 first week. So even then, that's somewhat impressive for Kanye, because I said anything as a legacy act above 100, I think is impressive, if you ask me. I think the Carter 6 did something around there similar, like 150, 170, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. So the Carter did 114. So anything above 100 to me, like as a legacy act, that's solid, impressive to me. Especially even then, I think with Kanye, I mean with Wayne, I think the streaming numbers was not changed how they are now. I don't know. I don't want to give a guy too much leeway, because even over 100, like I said, is impressive. So if Jay, without all this beef and shit, and this going into it, even the Nicki fans, like, there's so many people that's looking to like see the fall off. 100 would have been perfectly fine. 150, 200 would have been perfectly fine. But you get into that numbers game, I'm bigger than you. You ain't never fucking with me. You're looking at the wrong charts. I'm killing shit. I'm so more impactful than you. You never had what it takes to be me. I raised you niggas. All these conversations. And then you just drop 200, 250. It looks a certain type of way. But with that being said, man, shout out to Ray Daniels for speaking his mind. And seems like he got a little built up animosity that kind of had, I guess, been brewing for a while. But with that being said, man, make sure y'all like and subscribing. Excuse me, I've been drinking. We're on the road to 500. Shit. As soon as I said I've been drinking, I start choking. We're on the road to 500, man. We're at what, 30 now? But shit, we just started the channel maybe 2 weeks ago, so that's impressive. If I could be at 60 to 70 by the end of the month, that'd be amazing. But you know, we're working on it. One video at a time, man. But with that being said, man, we out. Peace.